guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your very first time here, this is the diary of Unotando, and if you are returning, welcome back my loves. So guys, in today's episode I am basically going to be doing a story time about how I actually got mugged in the middle of Durban by 3 thugs. Yes guys, so this is basically my survivor story of how I got robbed in the middle of Durban in broad daylight, and I just thought that I would share the story with you guys. But before we do hop into this video, please make sure that you do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to drop a comment down below in the comment section, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions. And also don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you are always updated whenever I drop a new video. Alright guys, so without any further ado, let's just hop right into the story. Okay guys, so this story basically stems from a story that I did in part 2 of my diary. If you guys did not watch that part, make sure that you do watch that video. I will try and put up the link somewhere in the description box if I can. However, if I cannot, please make sure that you go and check out part 2. But however, in part 2 I did mention that I did relocate to Durban, and I did mention that I was actually robbed in the middle of Durban. So that's the story that I'm going to be telling you guys about. So before we do hop into this video, please make sure that you are subscribed guys to my channel once again, and make sure that you do like this video. This is basically a sad story. It starts off sad, but it has a very happy ending. So I am very grateful for how things turned out, because had they not turned out the way that it did turn out, that is kuluma indaba. But anyway guys, so I had basically moved in with my friend who had a flat in one of the most famous streets here in Durban. I'm not going to mention the streets just for privacy reasons, but yeah, we had just moved in together because I just gotten out of a engagement with my ex-fiance. So okay guys, we decided that we want to take a walk because I was just going through the most at that time, and we wanted to go to the park just so we could chill there and I could basically just tell her everything and catch up. So we decided to leave our bags and we just take our phones. And unfortunately at that time I just had a short romper jumpsuit on that didn't have any pockets, so I didn't have any other option but to carry my phones in my hands. And at that time I had a Huawei P40 Lite and an iPhone 7. Okay guys, so we take a walk and we decide to take a shortcut just so we could get to the park a lot quicker. Bad idea guys, we shouldn't have done that. But anyway, we do take a shortcut. There was a small road going in that was leading to the other end of the park. So we basically go through that road. It's one of the most famous streets here in Durban. If you guys know Broad Street, so that's exactly where we were. So it's packed guys, it is literally packed. It is about 2 or 3 o'clock in the day. The way it was so packed, we were literally holding hands with my friend because we didn't want to lose sight of each other. Basically, we didn't want people to bump into us and now we don't see which omunye ushone ngalaphi. So as we are walking, 3 gentlemen approach us, and they're not even dressed ngendlela obonayo ukuthi they thugs. They're very clean, prim and proper. I initially thought that they wanted to ask for directions or something, because the way they approached us, they were smiling. And as soon as they approach us, the one guy, he pushes my friend so hard, literally avele awe phansi. And you must know now that we were holding hands, so I almost even fell. And then I get shocked, and then as I'm looking at them, it then, you know, recalls in my mind, you see, okay, something bad is about to happen here. So then people are walking, and there was a wall behind me, I remember. So they basically smiled at me and they pushed me against the wall. And the one guy, he smiles and he looks at me and he says, "Ye wena, let's halala my phone." In English, "Hey you, give me those phones." And I remember I had just gotten off a call with my ex-fiance because we had just ended the engagement, and I was fuming after that call. And when he said, "Give me your phones," you can imagine, because I still had that tension from that call, and ngamphendula, and I said, "Angifuni." So then the one guy now, the other guy, he takes out a knife. Omgakanani? Umbese. Guys, onjani? Umbese usumnyama, usuqale nokuba ne-rust. Uyabona nje ukuthi lo mmese lo kade ubhoboza abantu, you know. I wouldn't even call that thing umbese. Wawungathi nje ucelemba nje azakhela wona, you know, azikhandela wona. He pulls out this knife and then he says, "Ngizokwaza phela mawungafuni," meaning I'm going to stab you if you do not want to give me your phones. And at that time, my friend, I don't know how she managed to actually go and look for help. So she had literally seen these guys pull out a knife, and she basically ran to look for help. So she comes across this one security guard who was basically working, and he was guarding in a shop, and she basically tells the guy, they are mugging my friend, so this guy now runs up to me, and as these guys are actually pulling out this knife, and he actually pulled out the knife and placed it right on top of my breast. They didn't hurt me or anything, but they just placed it there on my one breast, trying to signal to me or show me that if I do not give them my phones, they were literally going to stab me. So my friend now goes and looks for help. By the grace of God, she finds the security guard who was literally working and standing with a whip, guarding in one of the shops. So she basically tells the guy that they are literally trying to mug my friend, and she now comes with the guard, and they are running up to me to help me. So immediately as I see them walking up to me, actually picking up their pace and starting to run, these guys now grab my phones and they start turning around and walking away. So as they are walking away, I don't know, guys, where I literally got the courage from. In a situation like that, but I decided to follow these guys, you know, and I follow them. So as I'm following them now, I get to there's three guys. So the two, they walking in the front, and the other one, the one that was carrying a knife, was walking behind them, literally trying to scare me off and tell me uzongwaza, I must stop following them. And as he's saying, yes, he's a phela. So I stand and I pause, and then he walks. and literally everyone in town can see what is going on. Like literally these guys, people are now standing and looking and in disbelief. So then my friend with the security guard, they run up to me and he grabs my hand and he says, let's go and get your phones. And then immediately as he says that, he grabs my hand and guys, we start running. When I say we start running, hey guys, sabahuba. Wake wabona ufike ubanjwe inkunzi uphucwe ifone ujike futhi wena ubahube ubajahe. We ran, guys, after them. And you must know I was wearing a short romper with opaca slops, and he just grabs me and we are running after these guys. So my eye is fixated on that one guy that had my phones, because it wasn't the one that had a knife. It was the other one that was walking in the front with his other friend. So my eyes were fixated on him. He was the one that I didn't want to lose sight of, because he's the one that we were literally running after. So guys, we run, and I then decide to just scream and cause a scene in the middle of town, because now it is packed. We are trying to run after these people, but we keep bumping into people and it's just making it impossible to keep up. Hey, I have a lega amapara, guys. Those guys can run. But anyway, I decided, guys, I now want to cause a scene in the middle of town, and I scream. So I'm now screaming to everyone that they just robbed me and took my phones. Can you please help me? Sibabande, can you please stop those guys? And surprisingly, I don't know what happened, guys. By the grace of God, everybody just started helping me. Everybody just started running. People that are walking in the opposite direction are now running after these thugs. Uvimba wokumuntu. Taxi drivers stopped their cars, hooting, jumping out, whips, running now to try and grab this one guy now, obaligani phone, because I am screaming in the middle of town. Vimba nangu ebaligani phone yam. The whole town just froze and stopped, and everybody just decided to help me, guys. We had to literally run 2 streets, because I remember we jumped 2 robots and we are running after these guys. Hey guys, I am alega, amapara. We just couldn't keep up. And surprisingly, even people that were walking the opposite direction and now trying to stop them, they also couldn't. Taxis stopped, drivers coming out with whips, shambles, helping me run after these guys, and by the grace of God, these 2 gentlemen that were basically walking in the opposite direction managed to actually trip the one guy that had the phones and catch him. And immediately as he was catching him, he was just about to hand it over to his one friend who was sitting down waiting for him to basically hand him the phones. So I guess that's basically what they do. They have hotspots that they pinpoint to sit there and basically wait. So once they grab whatever they grab of yours, then they run and they give it to the one guy that's waiting there, and then he probably takes it and runs and gives it to another one, or probably takes it and runs off with it. So that's basically a tactic that they use. But however, unfortunately, we were able to surrender him. And as he fell on the floor, we caught up with him. And the security guard basically grabbed my phones, and he thought we were basically running for one phone. He was so shocked and was like, how? And Imabili. And now the same taxi drivers that were also running and stopping their cars and hooting and stopping in the middle of the streets, they got upset, guys. Like, the whole community got upset, and they just started beating this one guy up. And I remember there was a group of gentlemen that were also walking behind me, and they were like, how could you do that to a woman? We are going to beat you up. Literally, guys, they beat him up. They hit him with shambaks, they hit him with whips, they threw punches, they trumped him. Guys, literally, even the security guard that was literally running with me, and they whipped him, guys. And then he stops and turns around now, and he says, did you get everything back? He asks me, the security guard, did I get everything back? And I'm like, yes, everything is here. And he's like, okay, fine, let's go. I'm taking you guys right to your flat where you stay, and I'm gonna make sure that you guys are safe. Where do you guys stay? So we told him where we stayed, and he basically held me and my friend by our hands, side by side, and literally gave us a walk and left us right outside our flat, waited for us to enter the flat, and he only left after we had waved goodbye. And guys, that is how I got my phones back. And by the grace of God, guys, I really don't know how I got the courage to actually run after them for my phones, but that helped, because if I didn't, and if I didn't cause a scene, nobody was gonna help me, nobody was gonna know. Both of my phones were just gonna vanish, and they were probably going to sell them for $50, and that was gonna be it. Guys, I ran for my phones. I don't know where I got the courage from. I was like, hell no. What? Oh no, you are not about to take my phones and just get away with it. Guys, I literally ran for my phones. And when I was running for them, what was surprising is we were just running and crossing the streets, and the robots weren't even closed for pedestrians to cross, but surprisingly cars just stopped and we just ran through, and people were jumping out of their cars to help me. Taxi drivers were even stopping their taxis, hooting, making way for me to actually get to the guy and give my things back. And I'm proud of myself. Guys, I mean, the last time I ran that much was in high school. I didn't know I still even had it in me, literally. I ran, and surprisingly, my shoes didn't even come off. My shoes didn't even come off, even after all that running, child. But I'm happy I wasn't hurt. They didn't hurt me or anything. They didn't stab me. They didn't do anything to me. And I am grateful that I got my phones back in the end. So that is basically my survivor story. And it basically took a while for me to be okay. I wasn't okay after that ordeal, mentally and emotionally. I was very scared, you know, whenever I would walk in the streets now, I would always look over my shoulder and just be extra cautious, you know, and fidget with myself because I would be so uncomfortable, especially walking alone um, around people, you know. That ordeal really traumatized me, guys, but however, I am happy that I did survive and I did get my phones back. So guys, that brings it to the end of today's story time. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. And I know that it did have sort of a sad beginning, but I am happy, however, that it did have a happy ending. So guys, if you did like this video, please make sure that you do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to drop a comment down below in the comment section, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you are always updated whenever I drop a new video. So guys, I will see you in the next episode. Bye.